All right, Sultan, this is it's actually one of my favorite topics. It's about influencers, and sometimes they come in like a second, sometimes they come in a lifetime and everything in between. And it's interesting what you said during our other recording and conversation about smiling. So one of my first influences was my grandfather. My grand my grandparents, my mom, my aunt came from Kyiv to Canada years and years ago, and I was born in Canada. But my grandfather used to take me for walks in the park when I was like 5 years old. And one day he talked to everybody, which is probably where I get it from at the end of the day. But he talked to everybody. And I asked him once, I said, Zeta is what I called him. I said, how do you know all these people? And he looked at me and he said, you see that guy over there? One day my head went up and his head went up and I smiled at him and he smiled back and came over to me and started talking to me. And while we were smiling, some other person came over and smiled at us and said he wanted to be part of it. And I'm thinking as a 5-year-old, well, this is going to be an easy life. I just have to smile at people and stuff. But it was brilliantly simple because it did make a difference with people, and it does that psychologically, it does it physiologically, they say as well, as simple as that. So, and then we all have many influences in our life, but can you share maybe two or three people that have been influential in your life?
In the top of my mind, Mark, my father, he influenced me a lot because, what I loved about my dad, my God, rest his soul. He was not complimenting you on your face. He never. But when you are away, he will start saying all the good things about you. And that's what I loved about him. Sometimes I feel that he was harsh. He was, uh, you know, very aggressive with me. But you realize time by time that he was preparing you to life. And I haven't seen him weak all my life. And even when he was in his last days, I haven't seen him weak. I always see him the the one man standing in my life. He gave me the feeling that if you want people to appreciate you, don't talk in their faces. Be firm with them. But when they leave, acknowledge them. When they leave, speak great about them. When they leave, let them feel or let others feel how you care about them. That's my first person. Second one, my big brother Anwar. I always also Anwar is one of my closest brothers. He is the one who was responsible for my education. Again, when I was young, English was not accessible to me like others, and he used to study in Seattle, in the United States. So whenever he comes back, he was encouraging me to learn English. In all means, he was actually teaching me, and I still remember the days because he was studying there in Seattle. Before he traveled, I used to cry for 3 continuous days because I didn't want this to stop. When he came back, he still sponsored me until I was married. And I will never forget what he did to me. I always feel that he is the person behind all my success. The third one, honestly, that comes to my mind now is Ahmed Darwish, my current manager. Sorry, I may forget a lot of influencers. I will speak about Ahmed because I learned a lot from him how to become more human. You have to be human in order for you to deliver. If you are not, you will not succeed. He is whenever I used to come to him and my dad, sometimes you go to your lowest where you want someone to give you the boost and energy to still continue the success that you have.
Right.
He's going to be the one who's giving you that, and that's an influencer that I have. I have too many influencers in life, but maybe these are the three that came to my mind, and I hope that I become an influencer to others, and people remember me of things that I did too.
Well, that's a great point. I'll just conclude on the fact that we should realize that we're influencing people all the time, a lot of times where we don't even know it, and it's really our choice Do you want to go around being positive with a smile or negative, because you are going to influence people one way or the other out there. And sometimes it is in a second that you can actually change someone's life, believe it or not. Right time, right place with the right comment, that we should keep it in mind. And teachers are a good example of that. They don't see most of the time how they've influenced people, young kids, afterwards, and what they do. So thanks for sharing that about influencers. I think it's so important, and kudos to all the three people and all the others that have made you what you are today. So yeah, thanks for participating and sharing.
Thank you. Thank you, Mark.